I was down the ladder in a trice and herring across the yard. I scrambled under the fence and ran across the field towards Chica, scattering the pigs as I came. She stood still for me to mount her, and then we were away, galloping towards the hills and safety. I rode up the same track I had taken the night before, but Chica was tired now and finding the going hard. She was breathing heavily, so after an hour or so I decided I must let her rest. I dismounted by a spring so that Chica could rest and have a drink at the same time. As she drank, I looked into the valley below and saw the smoking ruins of Sauceda. That was the moment the shooting began. I stood there and hid my face in my hands as the people of Sauceda were massacred. The sound of that shooting still echoes in my head all these years later. There was terrible evil done that day. I didn't understand the nature of evil as I was just a young boy, but I understood the loss. I understood now that I had no mother, no father, no sister, no family, no friends, no home. All were gone, everything from me in one day. But I still had Paco, and I had Chica too. I wasn't entirely alone. It was dusk before we reached the clearing and the stone corral again. I called for Paco as I rode up to the gate, but he did not come. He did not come because he was not there. I discovered a gaping hole in the stone wall. Paco had burst his way through and was gone. I was neither sad nor glad. Certainly Paco had been saved from the corrida, but all that had suddenly become very unimportant to me. Exhausted, I lay down to sleep in the ruins of the shepherd's hut, with Chica beside me for warmth. Like Chica, I had drunk from the stream nearby, but I ached with hunger and with the pain of my loss. When I closed my eyes, I saw Mother's face, Father's and Maria's and our home burning. I heard the shooting and the crackling of flames. I slept fitfully, fearful in my nightmares, so that I was relieved to wake and find it was morning, but the hunger was still gnawing in my stomach. Looking back, I think perhaps it was the hunger that saved me in my early days in the hills, for it drove me all other thoughts from my mind. I had to find food. I knew where to look. I'd been out often enough with Mother or Maria picking wild asparagus or mushrooms. I knew the good from the bad, or I thought I did, and thistles too, the thistles with juicy stems. So, as we travelled that day, always higher into the hills, away from South Theda, I gathered all I could find and I ate it as I went. But try as I did, I could never find enough. I ate everything raw. I had no way of making a fire, no means of cooking. I chewed on the acorns. I plucked the fruit from the strawberry tree. I hated both, but they were better than nothing. I drank water whenever I could. When you're hungry, even water seems to fill you up, for a while at least. Worst of all, I saw food all about me in the woods. Wild boar, red deer, fish in the streams. They came to tease me, I think. I tried tickling trout, but failed to catch any. Chica, of course, had no problems finding all she needed to eat. She simply grazed as she went. It was she I talked to now, my only surviving companion. We slept on the forest floor under the canopy of the trees in the limestone caves where we could find shelter. I kept always to where the forest was thick and as far as possible from all human habitation. I do not know, because I really can't remember how many days or weeks we wandered the hills together. But I do know that in the end, an infrequent diet of mushrooms, thistles and asparagus just was not enough. It was all I could do now to find the strength to climb up onto Chica. All I could do to cling on. My head was swimming. I felt overcome by weakness and drowsiness. Time and again, I slid out of the saddle, and then one day I fell off and just couldn't get up again. I lay there looking up at Chica, at the waving of the branches, at the shifting of the clouds, and I heard the winds sighing through the forest. and I remembered long, long ago, it seemed, a lantern-lit dinner outside the farmhouse, the time when Uncle Juan came, the day before the bullfight. I remembered his words. A man without freedom is a man without honour, without dignity, without nobility. I could hear his voice speaking to me. I could see his face, and he was smiling as he had done in the bull ring, lifting me up, as he'd done when I danced the bull dance with him at home. Now I could feel him carrying me. He was talking to me. You'll be all right, Antonito. You'll be all right. I'll look after you now. I thought I must be dreaming, or that we were both dead and up in heaven. I reached out and touched his face. He was real. It was Uncle Juan.